But I do think that everybody should know the facts and the fiction from it. So I've actually posted my entire chapter of this issue on my site, on markdice.com, and everybody can read it. There's a banner up on the top, Angels and Demons Fraud Exposed, if you want to read this and spread it around everybody so that they know. And an interesting thing here with his personal ties to the Illuminati. Now, one can ask, why is it that such a book was propelled and sold millions and millions of copies? And we know that the Illuminati gets behind tokens that they want to lift up and raise up, and obviously since they own the media and the money, they can just put their entire propaganda machine behind somebody and build them up and take somebody from an obscure no-name author like Dan Brown, if they see that he has a good message that's going to taint the truth and taint Christianity in the instance of the Da Vinci Code, that they're just going to build him up and they're going to promote that book. And it's interesting that the publisher of Angels and Demons, the original copy, now they've sold the rights. Publishers will do this. They'll sell the rights to other publishers after its initial printing and after it's become a success. But the initial printing of Angels and Demons was done by Random House through its subsidiary Doubleday. Now the reprints rights have been through Simon & Schuster now. But what's interesting is Random House is owned by this company called Bertelsmann Media Group in Germany. And according to the London Times and other publications, the Bertelsmann Media Group was the biggest producer of Nazi propaganda during World War II.
Oh.
So here we have the biggest producer of Nazi propaganda, admittedly, being the company that owns the publisher of Angels and Demons.
And let's, not forget that the Da Vinci Code is probably the most read book of our generation at this point, other than outside of the Harry Potter books. I mean, if you ask a normal person, an average person out there, what's a book you've read in the past couple of years, the past 5 years? A lot of people will tell you the Da Vinci Code. I read the Da Vinci Code. It is a very entertaining story. The guy's a decent writer, and at the same time, now they're about to boost the Angels and Demons as big or bigger than the Da Vinci Code through the release of this movie. Some people don't even know that Dan Brown has another book and that it deals with this secret society that in actuality has a basis in reality. I mean, this is a real organization. Like you said, he often integrates fact with fiction to tell his story. And, he'll tell you a lot about the symbology. One of the cool things, if you got the hardcover of the Da Vinci Code, is when he's talking about these things about the Holy Grail and, this Christ conspiracy, he shows you the paintings and what they supposedly mean. I know that they didn't do that as much in Angels and Demons, but they may do it if it gets reprinted, and I'm sure it will be reprinted all over the place after this film comes out and makes $100 million.
It's going to be the #1 film. He has a new book, a third book coming out in September. I don't know exactly what it's about. Rumor has it that it's about the symbology in Washington, D.C. The title's called The Lost Symbol. Okay, and I'm going to get to some more interesting Illuminati connections with Dan Brown in a minute, but since you mentioned the Da Vinci Code, I personally believe that the purpose of the Da Vinci Code and that whole theory that Jesus had a bloodline, and which is totally debunked, and I'm sorry if anybody believes this, and I'm saying this really from a secular point of view. The DNA doesn't match up. I mean, they've done all these studies. It just isn't possible. It's this ridiculous idea, but I believe that the Illuminati is perpetuating that idea. I know that many out there are secular. I know that, Jason, you're not a very religious guy, but this is what I believe. For anybody out there, just take it for what it's worth. That the Illuminati is perpetuating this idea so that one day when their great Christ, which is what they want, and the Masonic books all talk about their Christ coming, their New Age Maitreya coming, that they can then claim that that's sort of the reincarnation of Jesus, and that bloodline, that family tree, has been hidden by these secret societies from evil people like you and from me that would have stopped them from building their New World Order utopia. So I think that's largely why that book and that theory is being perpetuated.
And I always find it really funny, you say that Maitreya figure. I didn't really know too much about this Maitreya figure until recently, but apparently this Maitreya figure, or this, new coming Christ that they believe in, is the same as the Buddha figure. And what really makes me interested in this is that some of the pictures that we got from the Bohemian Grove, some of the really older stuff, there's a whole section with a giant Buddha the size of the giant owl god. So the Bohemian Grove may really be what we've gotten suggestions and emails, a nematome of multiple religions. And I want to talk to Mark about that on the other side. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.
Are you concerned for the safety of your loved ones? Listen closely to this message from pepperspray.com. Every 22 seconds a violent crime is committed. America has changed, and your personal safety is your first priority. Be smart. Be safe. Trust pepper spray instead of your luck. Pepperspray.com is the only website you'll ever need for all of your non-lethal self-defense supplies. Pepperspray.com carries one of the largest assortments of pepper spray and personal safety products on the web. From big to small, we have it all. Pepper spray, mace, animal repellents, stun guns, and tasers. Pepperspray.com also carries a large assortment of products for personal, home, child, and pet safety. Enter SAFE in the coupon box and you'll receive a special discount off of your order. So what are you waiting for? Go to pepperspray.com. That's pepperspray.com or call 1-800-908-9988 today.
I can see through you, see the real you.
All right, folks, we are back. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas. We are joined by Mark Dice, markdice.com. The new book is The Illuminati, Facts and Fiction. And Mark, how does all this, in your opinion, play into each other? You talk about this coming Maitreya figure, and we know that the elites get together in Sonoma, California for 2 weeks out of the year at the Bohemian Grove Club. Their kickoff ceremony is that of the cremation of care with a large statue, an owl statue called Moloch. Now, there are other parts of the grove where there is one of these Maitreya figures. There's a separate part of the grove where they have, St. John of Maple Nook, putting his fingers up to his mouth in order to tell people to keep quiet what goes on there. I mean, what is your opinion of what these symbols mean in this grove?
Well, the Nazis believe that the Aryan people, the white people, are descendant from the lost city of Atlantis, from these demigods, these God-enlightened beings that are semi-man, semi-God. And so what all this is coming to is that they believe that a human is going to either regain those powers, and that's what Hitler thought that he was going to do. That's why he wanted to kill everybody except for white people, so to purify the race, because he thought that he himself then would evolve into a god and then gain the powers that the lost Atlanteans once had. So I think what they're trying to do, and again, no matter what religion you are, atheist, secularist, a Buddhist, Muslim, I have friends of every race, every religion, and a lot of religions warn about this Antichrist type of a figure that is going to claim to be a god, and that is going to claim you're going to have to worship him. And so what this is all coming to is either they believe that a human is going to either evolve into this godlike figure and then rule over Earth, or that some sort of an entity is going to manifest itself into a human or manifest itself onto the Earth from another dimension, another planet, another time, something along those lines, and then be a god and then offer unlimited life and offer unlimited everything to the individuals that will worship him as a god. And so this is, again, the Illuminati Facts and Fiction is actually a more secular approach than the Resistance Manifesto. In the manifesto, I talk about how the New World Order is kind of creating this sort of infrastructure and how the New Age occult beliefs fit in with Christian Bible prophecy. But regardless of what your own personal views are, this is what these powerful individuals are doing. This is what Hitler was doing. Hitler was driven by the occult, believing that he himself would sort of evolve into this all-knowing God figure. And again, that's really the core of megalomania, is thinking that you are a god, thinking that you're the only thing that matters, that you are the only thing that exists, and that everybody else doesn't matter, and that they need to sort of identify with you as this higher being, this superior man or god or demagogue or whatever. And so I think what they're trying to do in the Bohemian Grove, a lot of it is just kind of theatrics dating back to ancient times when they actually used to sacrifice children to Moloch, and perhaps that they used to actually do that fairly recently in the Bohemian Grove. I mean, we know back in the 80s there were some snuff films that were allegedly produced in the Grove, which ties in with some bizarre form of sex magic, which maybe we can get into. But that's kind of what they're getting at, is that they believe that from this Illuminati secret society, from this network of the Freemasons and the New Age circles, that this guy is going to either evolve or become super enlightened or have become possessed by some sort of an entity, or that this entity is going to come back to Earth. That's kind of the gist of it.